Welcome to the last lesson in this module. In this lesson, we will cover conditional formatting. Conditional formatting allows you to measure key metrics and give an instant analysis of your data before you even start evaluating the records. It does this by emphasizing data that satisfy a condition. This could, for example, be used to show data values that fall below a threshold in red font, drawing the attention of the document viewers to a potential problem. You could also highlight data with different formatting styles to distinguish the individual values. For example, you could set a color scale to show specific colors depending on the rating value in a cell, with say, red representing the lowest and green for the highest. With this implemented, a viewer can tell from a glance how each product is doing without even looking closely at the rating values. The formatting options available when using conditional formatting include font color, bold, italics, strike-through, and color fill. You can choose from predefined formats or specify a custom format. You can create very simple conditional formats from the predefined logic or create very complex logic to evaluate your data. It all depends on your data and what you hope to achieve. You can also apply more than one rule to a cell or range. To apply a conditional format rule, we select the cell or range we want to apply the conditional format rule or rules to. We then go to Format and select Conditional Formatting. Next, we specify the condition or conditions. Now here, there are two possible ways to do this. There's a single color option and the color scale option. The single color option allows you to specify the font characteristics, that is, font color, bold, italics, strike-through, as well as color fill. The color scale option only allows for highlighting, and so only color fill. In the first example, we are going to show the quantity in red font if the item is a box of A4 sheets and less than 5 were sold, but show it in green font if 5 or more boxes were sold. We will have to specify two rules, one for each possibility. We will therefore go with a single color option. We select Custom Formula S for the rule and enter the formula to use in formatting the data. An understanding of the various functions is very crucial at this stage, and given that there are no guides when entering the formula, you have to know what you are doing. To ensure no errors are encountered, you can enter your formula in a cell to see how it works out, and if everything goes well, you can copy it and paste it in the formula box. This makes it easier to troubleshoot errors. We specify the formatting style and click on Done to save the first rule. We then go ahead to add the second rule by clicking on Add another rule. In this example, we'll be specifying just two rules, but you can add as many rules as you want. Let's consider the next option, color scale. We will continue from the step where we specify our condition. In this example, we will highlight cells in the total amount column in green for large values, yellow for medium values, and red for small values. In this instance, we only need one rule. With this option, you specify the 3 points on the scale, max, mid, and min, as well as the color at each point. You can also specify how the 3 points are measured, that is, whether as a number, percentage, percentile, or the max, mid, min value. We click on Done to save the rule. That's it. In this section, we'll be looking at some very useful and interesting applications of conditional formatting. We'll look at how we can apply conditional formatting to highlight every nth row and how to create a dynamic search. In the first example, we'll be highlighting alternate rows, that is, every second row. This can be modified to highlight any nth row. You will need to call on things we have covered in the early part of this module and the previous module, as well as some creativity. Start by selecting the entire data set and applying a conditional format rule. Use the single color option and select Custom Formula S for the format rule. Enter this formula in the value or formula box. The formula given will highlight every second row. To highlight every nth row, replace 2 with n, that is, 3 for third, 4 for fourth, and so on. Select the color to use in highlighting the rows. Click on Done. This demo shows how the formula used can be adapted to highlight every nth row, that is, every third, fourth, and fifth rows, by replacing the 2 in the formula with 3, 4, and 5 respectively. Let's now look at how to create a dynamic search. Before we get into it, there are some behind-the-scenes stuff that were done to make it look clean and nice. Basically, the grid lines were turned off and the borders were applied to the table and the cell designated as the search box. Nothing major. Let's go ahead and create a dynamic search. Select the entire data set and apply a conditional format rule. Use a single color option and select Custom Formula S for the format rule. Enter this formula in the value or formula box. The first part of the formula, the not is blank bit, ensures that nothing is highlighted when the cell chosen as the search box, H2 in this case, is empty. The function returns false if the cell is empty. Without it, the entire range would be highlighted. The second part searches the range, starting from the first cell, A2, and highlights all cells with data that matches the search string. Select the color to use in highlighting the cells. Click Done to save the row. This demo shows dynamic search in action. The search is not case sensitive. It also returns results for all occurrences of the search string, and not just exact matches. Thank you for joining me in this module. You can revisit it anytime to refresh your memory. Move on to the next module to continue your training.